It's not just an ordinary Tuesday. Welcome to Terrier Tuesdays, the show where you can get to know some of Boston University's best and brightest student athletes.
Welcome to another edition of Terrier Tuesday. My name is Pat Lawler, and I'm happy to welcome Bridget Bishop, who is a junior specializing in throws on the women's track and field team. Bridget, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Pat. Happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about where you're joining us from.
Yeah, so I am currently in Rockford, Illinois. It's a town about an hour and a half outside of Chicago, northern Illinois. I'm here with my 3 other siblings and my parents, so there's 6 of us. And yeah, we're just spending time together.
So tell us a little bit about your season. You certainly had an interesting season. Track and field team was, I'm not sure if fortunate is the best word, but you were at least able to complete its indoor season before collegiate athletics was canceled. Let's go back to late February to the Patriot League Championships. Now, you were coming off an ACL injury. You were unable to throw for most of the season. And then at conference championships, you kind of came out of nowhere and won a bronze medal. It was very dramatic and emotional. Tell us not only about the season and the injury, but the championship medal itself.
Yeah, so towards the end of last outdoor season, I ended up tearing my ACL. My coach and I had chosen to switch my form to rotation, which was a pretty big shift mid-season. And the day it finally clicked and I was throwing PRs in practice, I just hit my knee wrong and tore the ACL. It's the 3rd time I've torn an ACL, so I've been used to it, but was not expecting another one. So yeah, I had surgery on that in June, and then I rehabbed until I got cleared to do some throwing things in January of this year. But I really was fully cleared to throw about 2 weeks before Patriot Leagues. So it's been kind of a crazy year. In September, we had lost my previous coach, Coach Rome, very unexpectedly. So our training was very up in the air. And then we had a new coach, Coach Cartwright, who came in November and really took the opportunity by stride. And he had a lot to handle coming into such a new situation, and just was very involved, very individual with all of us. And it was really a big part of me being able to be ready for that championship. So we focused on shot put solely January and February. And then my goal was to throw at indoor conference. I love conference. I think it's just an amazing opportunity for track athletes to we compete so individually all year, and then to be able to compete as a team and have that team effort. I didn't want to miss it. So if I was healthy, I wanted to throw, even if it was I score 1 point or I don't score at all. So the weekend was kind of insane. I was used to coming in ranked in the top 10 the last couple of years, and I came in with no mark. So I was literally ranked last. Started in the first flight with distances a little bit different than mine, but I had no idea. I hadn't competed for a while. So it's definitely a big mental game. All week I had to keep convincing myself I can throw far. I've worked hard, and it was a lot of adrenaline, and a lot of excitement. So yeah, I threw on Sunday. One of the coolest things about that day was I was the very first event to go off, and we must have had just about every athlete who was done competing, plus athletes competing later in the day, came to cheer the field events on. So I probably had a sea of 20, 30 red teammates right by the cage, which does not typically happen for throwing. We had coaches on other teams complaining that they were being too loud, but they were excited, and there was so much support on the team. So I threw a lot of adrenaline, a lot of focus. I had to bring myself back mentally just to focus on the throw and not on beating other people, but doing my best. So then it came down to the last throw in finals, and 2 girls had thrown past me. And so I had one more throw, and I just focused on the key things of that season, and I ended up beating them and getting 3rd. was the first time I'd medaled in Patriot Leagues, and that was my biggest goal last year before I tore my ACL, was to get on the podium. And so it was kind of a amazing moment, just like get on the podium after being out for so long and all that hard work. That was Coach Rome's goal for me, so that was pretty emotional too, and just the fact that I could do that for him and that like my hard work felt like it paid off. So yeah.
Unbelievable performance, and congratulations on the medal. I couldn't
you.
agree with you more. If anyone hasn't had a chance to watch the track and field conference championship, we've hosted it a few times, and it's incredible, the camaraderie and the teamwork and everyone cheering for each other, trying to earn points. It is usually an individual sport, but those conference championships, seeing the teamwork is really exciting, especially because it's so close towards the end of the point total and who's going to win it. Sometimes it comes down to that last event. And
yes, the 4x4 is the most electric event in any meet. You just have tunnels of colors, like of your teammates cheering you on.
Amazing. Now, tell us a little bit about your specialties. You compete in throws, shot put, weight throw, hammer throw, discus, and as we said, it's an individual event. Do you feel in the current situation that helps you during this time because you can get out and throw and stay on a relatively regular training schedule? What are you doing for training these days at home?
Yeah, I would say yes and no. I was able to bring back some implements from Boston. So my checked bags were exactly 50 pounds because we had quite heavy things in there. But I live in like kind of a rural area, so I've had more opportunity to kind of be away from people, get out, like throw. I was actually lucky. My little sister started throwing this year. She's a freshman in high school. So I've made her my little training buddy, and I've just been like teaching her different things while getting my practice in. So that's been nice that I haven't had to go alone every day. Yeah. So throwing wise, I've still been able to get like a pretty solid volume. Lifting has been like very different for us. As for most people, I don't have a home gym, sadly. I have somewhat heavy dumbbells, but lifting is like one of the biggest aspects of our training. And like my coach would always say, like, if you can't do anything, at least lift. So making that shift has been really very different. But Coach Massimo in the weight room has been awesome, like making us modified lifts, a lot of tempo stuff and like 5-second holds. He actually put car pushes on my lift. So I've been pushing my family cars.
I saw the video on Instagram. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was fun. All my siblings got out there that day and we saw who could push the car the farthest. So it's definitely been a difference, but it's doing what we can and hoping for the day where I can lift like a true bar and have just a heavy deadlift again.
So this season was the first for Gabe Sanders as director of track and field, basically a new coaching staff. Talk to us a little bit about that transition and what that's been like.
Yeah, it's been quite a year. The coaching staff definitely took it in stride, and there are some like different ups and downs. They really have been putting so much effort into like creating a team atmosphere and a team dynamic. They came in August, and like sadly in September we had to deal with the loss of Coach Rome, which was it was just a shocking moment, but also a moment that the coaches took with strength in a new situation. Like most new coaches never face something like that. So for them to offer just support to athletes that they had just like met, it was really helpful and like really a growing moment for the program. So we had almost all new coaches except for Coach Spangler on cross country. And it was definitely a learning curve for everybody, just trying to get used to the new coaching and decide what our goals were and where we were trying to go as a team. But it kind of all came together in that indoor conference where the new coaches had built this atmosphere of just like unity and dedication and that like wanting to compete for your teammates. And all the changes they've made it's made such a just an astronomical difference in like how the team functions and how close we are. So that conference was it was really awesome just to see everybody supporting each other like that. Because without this new coaching staff, I don't know if that would have happened.
Yeah, you guys are certainly, and I tell everyone this, a fun group to be around, and it seems like you guys really enjoy each other's company, which is great to see. So let's see, I know these are uncertain times, but assuming these restrictions are lifted and we go back to normal lives at some point, what are some of your plans for the summer and also heading into next year?
Yeah, so I was supposed to study abroad in Italy with BU this summer. Sadly, that got canceled. I'd put it off for my ACL surgery, so I was supposed to go last summer.
Don't even get me started. I was supposed to go to Italy in June, so
we would have been there at the same time.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, so that definitely shifted gears for sure. I don't currently have a plan. I've reached out to some people to see if they need interns or different jobs. I'm actually working with the athletic department and some other athletes on creating a new like freshman programming. So that's kind of been taking my time after finals, just like creating more of like a mentorship program for freshmen and working with like the athletes so that we can like welcome them in more. So right now that's my biggest ticket item, but I'm hoping we can be back in the fall and just training, taking class, and like living that college life that I never knew I would miss so much.
Touching on that, what do you think, if you were put on the spot, what do you think the one thing is you miss the most about being at BU?
Oh, miss the most? The people. The people are just kind of incredible. When I came into BU as a freshman, I didn't know anybody, which was very different than most of my friends going to schools with like 10 people from our high school. And so I definitely was like kind of a deer in the headlights in terms of socially, which I had never been before. And I've made incredible friends and people. They really people become so loyal and so genuine when you spend so much time with them like you do in college. I definitely miss the track season. One of my favorite parts of competing is all the traveling with the team. Because you get to know people so much better when you're stuck on a 3-hour airplane or you guys don't leave the hotel. Like you get to know people and really come closer. So that is definitely what I miss the most.
I agree. I don't think any of us will ever complain about going to school or going to work again after living through this.
No, honestly.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Bridget, for joining us here on this edition of Terrier Tuesday. And we wish you the best of luck with your classes, and we hope you and your loved ones stay safe and healthy.
Thank you so much, Pat. Yeah, just everyone stay healthy, and thanks so much.
Thanks, Bridget.
Thanks for tuning in to Terrier Tuesdays. Give us a follow on our social media accounts at BU Athletics on Twitter and Instagram for more content.